I super encourage everyone to do it because it just helps you dive directly into character. Because you don't have to like come up with your own stuff. You're like writing these already established characters, and so you just get really good at developing voice and learning how to keep people in character. Like no matter what they're doing, they're always like these consistent people that you know and you love and you care about. And so yeah, like I grew up, like I started writing fan fiction when I was like 9 or 10, and I was of course posting it on fanfiction.net.
Yes!
And then like moved on to like LiveJournal, and then like AO3 finally came along and everything made sense. But yeah, like I've gone through like, a million different fandoms, just always writing, and it's not something I want to give up. Like it's such a good writing exercise. It helped develop my voice. Like I went to college for screenwriting, and that was great, but like the thing that helped me the most was writing fan fiction. Working with any sort of working under any sort of marginalized identity, you still feel like this kind of pressure, like I have to represent my whole community, which is BS, because obviously I can't speak for the entire queer community. That's like nothing is a monolith. I've especially spoken about this with authors of color, because like you know, any pressure I feel like as a white queer person to represent the queer community is like, you know, is magnified tenfold if you're an author of color trying to publish something, because you're expected to represent the queer community and then also like the entire like Asian American community, and it's just impossible. It's an impossible standard, you know. No identity or anything like that is a monolith, but we're still in a place where you're kind of expected to do that, and there's like, and you feel like this incredible pressure to like, you know, like when I was, you know, writing this and selling it and everything, I was just sort of hoping like, I really hope this thing does okay, because if it doesn't, like, publishing could so easily react to that, like, well, you know, lesbian fantasy doesn't make money, instead of, you know, this specific lesbian fantasy didn't make money, but maybe the next one. Like, I was very, very scared of being personally responsible for someone else not getting their next one, which is like self-important in a lot of ways. So I think like I want it to get to a place where you can write like your crappy book and like it's a drop in the ocean and it doesn't matter, and it doesn't mean that someone else is not going to be able to have their chance. And like you can walk into a Barnes & Noble and there's like too many to even choose from about every single thing. Whereas like, you know, when I grew up, like the three big, like the only books I could really find in like any of my local Barnes & Nobles or libraries were like Ash by Melinda Lowe, Miseducation of Cameron Post, and then sometimes like Annie on My Mind. And that was basically it, and that was just sort of what you had to choose from. So I want to, you know, get to a place where there's a billion different choices and you can never ever possibly read them all.
You're gonna be really glad I have this eye patch on. It's pretty gross. My doctor was like, well, you know, it's important you don't get bacteria in there, so you're going to have to wear an eye patch. And I was like, go on. An excuse to be more extra? Don't mind if I do. Y'all are on Twitter, like,
yes.
I'm sorry. But there was a lot of discussion around the content of this book, and it was a little bizarre to me because yes, it is dark, and yes, there are shocking things that happen and sad things and traumatic things, but there's also a lot of funny things. Like, I think this is actually a fun book with many jokes and lots of friendships, you know? That's my favorite thing, is a group of people going merrily to hell together. Like, that is my jam, you know? So I hope that people will go into this book knowing that yes, we're gonna walk a dark path together, but I am never gonna leave you without hope. It's just not the kind of story I tell.